Hello guys, welcome to Vijayawada SFDC. And thank you for joining. It's almost 50 people in the session, and Abhishek is also there in the session. And thank you very much, guys, for joining. So this is the agenda, guys. So it's a welcome keynote. I know this we had a little bit late, and but yeah, even we are late. We are with the latest product, Demystify Einstein Pro Analytics, and we had a good. We can have a good Q&A session with Abhishek. Whatever the questions we had are related to Einstein Analytics and also Tableau. Also, I know you guys are very much enthusiastic to listen the lots of things about Tableau. So Tableau and also at 12:30 we are going to close. Maybe time here and there. Yeah. Hey, there you go, Abhishek Simgekar. He's a Salesforce Analytics champion. He's certified Salesforce Analytics and certified. He is very much not only Einstein Analytics. He is very much enthusiastic in Google Cloud as well as Marketing Cloud as well as uh, Einstein AI also is very much into in such a short span of time. He is having a lots of things in his bucket. And before I start this session, I just want to tell something about Abhishek. Abhishek was like, what he is going to tell? Yeah, Abhishek. So I know Abhishek from past 6 months, and we are like midnight owl buddies. We start our conversation at 1 a.m. and it will end at 4 a.m. or 6 a.m. We never we speak at morning times or afternoons or evening. So we are like owls. We start everything at 1 a.m. and we'll talk up to 6 a.m. So we broke so many records, like non-stop speaking for 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours. I would have spent this time to another person. Might be something can happen, but I spent this much of time with Abhishek. I share a lot with Abhishek. Abhishek shares a lot. We had the comfort zone, and yeah, we are like brothers discussing everything, not only the community, everything. Even if I had anything from my side, any doubt or any query or any bad thing which I have done, he is there to solve anything. So here you go, Abhishek Simgekar for us. And he looks like Chinese like me, but he is not. He's pure Hyderabadi guy. Yeah. Yeah, Abhishek, it's up. So over to you.
So can you guys hear me well? Am I audible?
I think you are like the setup is like a radio city, like that thing.
I'm kind of doing things. I mean, I'll be
Yes,
putting
I
up
know
content.
everything.
So firstly, I want to thank Sesha for inviting me here. Sesha, Chinna, Suresh for giving me the opportunity to speak here, and all those things about him talking about me, us starting talking at 1 a.m. and ending at 6 a.m. That is exaggeration. That is not true. He's making up all of that. There have been few instances, but not till 6 a.m. So welcome everyone. అందరూ బాగున్నారు అని కోరుకుంటున్నాను. So that's what I wanted to add in Telugu first. So welcome everyone. Okay. So today I wanted to talk about who I am, where am I from, and mostly explain what Einstein Analytics is, uh, and more about Tableau as well, and what the product is, and how you can learn the product, and how you can add how you can add analytics to your skill set. So starting off, 1 second. So here's a little slide about me, just giving you some introduction. So I've done 5 certifications. I have around 4.5 years of experience. I was previously working in Infosys as an enterprise cloud application software developer, where I got these first 3 certifications: platform developer, admin, and marketing cloud. So I had an opportunity to work on different services and different Salesforce products thanks to Infosys. And after that, I also had a chance to learn Einstein Analytics at the end. And thanks to Einstein Analytics, I have an amazing career right now. I got to join this amazing company called MTX. You can learn about our organization through this website. So MTX is a global cloud-based organization where we provide you services and managed services. And we also have our own bootstrapped product, bootstrap company, Maverick, which is our AI platform where we work on challenging solutions and try to provide uh, solutions to that in our core platform. So I've also, I mean, starting from the Salesforce, I was able to learn the SaaS side of things in a cloud-based company. So, yeah, so and after joining MTX, I was able to learn also about infrastructure. So, Google Cloud Platform provides you the infrastructure behind creating such SaaS products. So, it was a very good experience. And apart from that, I'm also a student mentor and Hyderabad Trailblazer community group member. So you can connect with me on Twitter, on LinkedIn. Feel free to reach out to me. It can be anything related to Salesforce or Google Cloud or anything in general. I like socializing, I like communicating, and like talking to people. And yeah, so let's move forward. So today our topic is about Salesforce Analytics and what comes under Salesforce Analytics. So in the umbrella of analytics products, we have Einstein Analytics and Tableau, and also Dataroma, which is a marketing intelligence tool. I've not added it here, but that's also a service that is provided by Salesforce. So you all know Tableau and Einstein Analytics are visionaries. They are basically the world's most leading analytics solutions, and they are. I mean, so with the recent acquisition of Tableau, Salesforce has strengthened its analytics solution. So initially we had Einstein Analytics, which is built on top of the world's #1 CRM, Salesforce, and it provides you the ability to explore and explore your data from your Salesforce instance, and also which is available in external systems, and then combine those, get a singular view, and then extract some insights, be able to take business solution, be able to take business decisions from there and learn about the product. Uh, so moving forward, so there might be a question where everyone thinks whether it is Salesforce Einstein Analytics versus Salesforce Tableau. That is not the case. Einstein Analytics is a separate solution. Tableau is a separate solution. Einstein Analytics is a business intelligence platform with artificial intelligence layer infused on top. And Tableau is also a business intelligence platform, but it is an on-prem solution as well as a cloud-based solution. But basically it depends on how you can leverage. I mean, it depends on the use case, on how you want to leverage this product on, and which product is to be used. So if your data resides in Salesforce and there is also external systems involved, so you would primarily look at EA. But when you are you're working off based on-prem cloud solutions or on-prem services, that is when you can go for Tableau. And it's not like Tableau is not suitable for the Salesforce side of things, but then the possibility, I mean, it completely depends on your imagination and how you would like to leverage both of these products to get amazing visualizations and learn more about your data. So today I'll be focusing more on EA because I want to cover, I want to make sure that all the people that have joined today get an idea about this product and can get started right away. So who is Einstein? I mean, who exactly needs to learn this product, and why is it necessary to learn? So it's not limited to either developers or just administrators or architects. It is basically a skill set that you can add on top of everything that you know. So when you really learn analytics, you're learning how to explore and uncover truths about your data that you have and provide insights about that data, so that basically you can take business decisions based on that, and learn and educate your customers, your clients on how to improve their organization. So basically you can only take such decisions when you look at, I mean, how do you understand what is the progress that was made in an organization? So you can track that only by looking at the data that you have, and it gives you, it enables you in taking better informed decisions in future. So EA is a product which helps you build smart apps and unlock insights of your data. And I've not added much in slides today because I want to show you a lot of demos, and I want to give you a hands-on experience on the product before we do anything. And yeah, so you have a complete tool that it is not just a tool that will let you create dashboards or visualizations, but it is more like a platform that will enable you with a lot of things. And it is not just limited to looking at data which is already there in your system, but then you're also having the ability to learn from that data. And when you enter something new in your system, using this product called Einstein Discovery, which is a subset of Einstein Analytics, you can uh, you can find insights, or you can find predictive and descriptive insights which you might not have known before. uh, Moving forward, so here's a quick screenshot on how it looks like. I mean, this is a very basic visualization where you're seeing a work order overview where you have a few filters which let you dig into your information, whether you want to see it across territory or an account or a resource or a priority. Then you can look at the same information on a map, which is helping you identify where is that information. And it's just giving you a brief snapshot about some work orders. And So the best part about EA is it also has its own Einstein Analytics application, or it can also run on the Salesforce application, which will enable you to access your dashboards from the go. You don't have to be on your laptop necessarily to learn about this, to learn about what is happening in your organization and with your data. So these are some quick terms that you need to get familiarized with in order to understand EA, and this is all you need to get started, and you can do it right away. Let me just 1 second. Yeah. So what is a data set? A data set is nothing but it's your single source, or it's your truth of data that you store on EA create those visualizations. So you might have your source data inside Salesforce, or it can be existing in different external systems, or it can be on an on-prem data, or it can be at an Oracle cloud, or it can be anywhere. So basically you can extract all of that data in to Salesforce Einstein Analytics stack and then visualize it. So basically what happens here is you can create a data set using multiple objects that exist in your Salesforce along with external data, and get a unified view of your data that is residing in multiple point of systems. Lens is nothing but a real-time exploration of a data set. So basically, you can use lenses to look to explore what is happening inside, what data resides inside a data set, and do your exploratory analysis, and then use these to create beautiful visualizations. Uh, so what exactly is a dashboard? A dashboard is a curated set of charts, metrics, tables, based on the data that you have in one or more lenses. So basically, you create a story, a visualization where you have a meeting that you want. I mean, imagine there's a business scenario where you're discussing your sales overview. So you'd ideally, what you'd do is you'd create a dashboard which would involve all of the Salesforce, all of the reps that you have, and what are the sales that were made in that particular quarter or the year. Or I mean, it would generally be decided. I mean, it is basically based on uh, it is basically based on the use case, and you can create different dashboards to explain different stories about your data. App is nothing but a logical division between different data sets and lens and dashboards. So basically you can save all of your dashboards and lens and data sets to different apps based on different areas of your business. And you can basically use an app to store, say, imagine there are some financial reports, and those financial reports can be categorized in a different financial app, and there might be some marketing data. That marketing data can be categorized into a marketing app, and you can create basically any number of assets and then categorize those assets using apps. So when you look at this image here on the bottom right, you can see that You can use data sets to bring in that external information. You can connect data from either from Salesforce or external data sources. You can combine those data into data sets or a single data set, and then you can use lenses to explore and visualize to see what is that raw unstructured data and how it looks like. Because generally the data might exist in millions and billions of rows, and if you do not, I mean, it would be humanly impossible to look at all of that information at a glance. And that is why we use visualizations to get a high level overview and to drill down into the areas that you would want to be interested to look at. And after you create these lenses, you can basically put them onto dashboards and use these dashboards and explain about the business or the data that you want to look at. So what is Einstein Analytics Plus? EA has this license called Einstein Analytics Plus, which covers these multiple things, where it talks about you can create reports and dashboards, which are the Salesforce standard reports and dashboards. Apart from that, you also have something called analytics applications. So these analytics applications are, so I discussed about apps earlier. This is something which is provided by Salesforce in default, which will let you create uh, uh, apps without you having to do things. So these are pre-built KPIs and data flows and data sets, which will give you an idea about the product, which will give you self-service uh, self-service analytics at scale. And also you have connectors and data prep. So basically connectors is what enables you to connect to different data sources. So Salesforce has native support for a lot of around more than 50 plus connectors, and you can connect to your data that resides either in AWS, or it can be in Marketo, or it can be in Redshift, or it can be anywhere. And you can use that uh, connectors that are existing in the platform to bring in that information. You can also create different types of advanced visualizations using the product. So there it supports a lot of beautiful charts to basically categorize what is the visualization that you need, and depending on your use case. Apart from that, you can also get predictions and recommendations. This is something that is provided by the Einstein Discovery product, and this is one of its kind. It is a self-service discovery. It lets you discover AI-powered insights from the data that you have, just in a matter of few clicks, and it will provide you predictions and recommendations using this. So like I mentioned, analytics is not just for a developer or an admin or an architect. It can be any business user. It's for every business user. So it is such a uh, it is such an easy and simple product to use that anyone can add the skill to their arsenal of skill set that they have, and it will help a lot in building out a good resume or a good profile for yourself. Uh, Apart from that, so you can see that it is intelligent, because there are a lot of intelligent features that I'll demo. I'll show it to you while I'm exploring the product. And uh, also so mobile first, so whatever you create on your desktop, the same thing easily gets translated on your mobile applications as well. So that is one really nice cool feature. You don't have to worry about designing things separately. And apart from that, you can create your apps. So what it means by actionable is when you're looking into your data, and if you want to go to that particular record, so you have the ability. So there's this framework called Action Framework, which enables you to go into the product directly from Einstein Analytics without having to do anything, just by clicking on that record, by enabling action frameworks. Innovation, ecosystem, trust. So innovation, Salesforce constantly provides updates to this product, and I cannot tell you how much I am actually falling in love with this product even further, despite me working on it on around 2 years, because every 3 months there are bunch load of features that are added from the product team, and they're adding a lot of amazing things. which I will demo it to you. And yeah, so you get what you see, and trust is the number one core value at Salesforce. So basically all the data that you store in EA is encrypted at rest, and you can count on it that there are no security issues. So let's have a look at how so why is it why is it a complete analytics platform? Like I mentioned, it is connected with your Salesforce instance, and it sits right on top of your Salesforce instance, so you can take action on insights which you get from your dashboards and directly go to that data in your Salesforce org. It is complete because it lets you meet the needs of every use case that you have for your business, and you can design dashboards, and you can design how basically you want to visualize that information. Uh, it's also an intelligent solution because it helps you take smarter decisions with AI powered discovery, predictions, and recommendations using the Einstein Discovery product. It is enterprise ready. You can quickly explore millions of data points, and it supports up to 10 billion rows, which is uh, a lot, if you ask me. So where does EA stand and where does Tableau stand? So on the left, you're seeing a report by Forbes, which shows you that EA and Tableau are in the leading champions quadrant for the product. So this is something that was recently announced. And on the right side, you're seeing a report by Gartner, which talks about how Tableau is one of the leaders in the business intelligence space, and how Salesforce is a visionary and it's getting there. So this is as of January, February, but uh, I mean, I'm honestly very excited because of these two products having a lot of amazing feature sets on their own. Just imagine what if there was a feature parity and there were things that were taken from Einstein Analytics and put into Tableau, and if things were taken from Tableau and put into EA. There are a lot of amazing opportunities ahead to make the best out of your data. So let's get into a demo. One second. So I'm quickly going to open my Salesforce org. So you can create your Einstein Analytics org by going on Trailhead, by searching for Einstein Analytics, and then there will be a Trailhead module called Einstein Analytics Basics. And once you click on that, you go to the Start Exploring Analytics section, and then you can scroll down, and you will find a link here which says which will let you create your own developer instance, and you can do that right away. I mean, I highly recommend you guys to create your Einstein Analytics orgs because they're free to create, and you can explore and make use of this developer edition org to learn about the product and to create beautiful visualizations. And you can basically become an expert in no time because there are a lot of resources available, and it really helps you. I mean, it's an amazing skill to have on top of whatever you're learning right now with Salesforce. So once you create that, you can, so this is your basic Salesforce standard developer org, and you can go here in the app launcher and you can search for Analytics Studio. And this is how your base home page looks like. So when you look at the first instance, you see that there are a few thumbnails that you see of dashboards existing, and these are the recent dashboards that you have accessed. Then also you have a section here which says My Analytics, where you can select your favorite assets that you want to regularly check upon or use, and you can add them in here. All the things that you have created would display in this section. And watch list is a great feature that was recently added, which will let you which will let you subscribe to different widgets and look at the certain so so there might be a certain opportunity that you're looking at, and you want to check if it has reached a certain amount or whether it has closed or not, and you can check that by subscribing using watchlist. So for basics, all you have to understand is uh, once you click, so I'll just show you like the basic structure of analytics assets. So what you see here is, like I mentioned, your apps have so these are the different apps that are present. So once you open on an app, you will see what are the dashboards that it has, what are the data sets that it has. You can also see what are the lenses that the product has, that particular the motivator app has. And you can see more details about when was it created, and you can also share the access from here on who can see this app and who can have what kind of access. Going back, so you can individually click on apps and go into them separately and see what is the different kinds of what are the different kinds of apps that you have in your product in your org. Or you can go in separately and then check what are the different dashboards that you have from here. You don't even have to go in from here. You can directly use the search bar that is existing here. Stories are stories, this is something that you can create using the Einstein Discovery, which gives you beautiful insights, predictive insights, descriptive insights, and uh, different type of actions that you can take by looking at your current data that exists. And you can use these models, these stories, and you can export them back to your Salesforce org. And when you create a new Salesforce, when you create a new record based on that, when you create a new record, these models will help you basically create make a prediction. In lenses, you have the lenses that you have for each uh, product. I mean, each uh, the different kinds of lenses are present in this section, and this would show you the data sets. So there are two main things to look at. So this is your Analytics Studio, and then there is also Data Manager. This is where all the fun happens, and this is where this is not where all the fun happens, but this is where you create and this is where you transform your data. So there are different options here. So your data monitor is basically the place where you can see your different data flows. Data flow is nothing but, if you so I'm just showing you an example. A data flow is a visual representation of your flow that you create to bring in data from different data sources. And you can basically use data flows to transform your source data and combine data from different data sources if you want to make any calculations, or if you want to add any different business requirements. You can do that using data flows and basically massage and transform your data based on how you need it. So there are different sections in data flows, like you can use dataset builder, which will enable you to which will give you a GUI, which will help you get started and learn get started and create data flows and pull information from different sources. Then you also have these different nodes like SFDC Digest. SFDC Digest lets you pull in Salesforce data. Digest lets you pull in information from your connections that you have. I'll explore more about that in just a few seconds. EdgeMart lets you pull in existing data sets that you have in your Salesforce Einstein Analytics org. And then you can append data and you can augment data. Basically, this is like a union and a join, where you can join different data sources. You also have ability to add, like how you have formulas in uh, uh, Salesforce, you can create different formulas using compute expressions. And then there is also compute relative, which lets you create expressions, create formulas based on across different rows. And then you have a lot of other features like creating different dimensions to measures and a lot of other things. So you can add your filters as well. And then you can basically all of the things that you bring in from different sources. And at the end, you register, and this is the resultant data set that we would have. So it can be a single data set, or it can be multiple data sets based on your business requirement. So these are the current data sets that I have in my system. And you can create data set from here. So it can either be a Salesforce CSV file, or it can be any flat file. You can just bring and drag and drop it here, and that will pull that file into the Salesforce system. Or you have the option to bring in data from different data sources. Like for example, let me just show you in because this is a developer edition org, I'm not able to see it. Okay, here you go. Yeah, so like for example, your data can reside in different systems like I mentioned, and you can bring in that information using these connectors, which are just point and click connectors. And all you have to do is you just have to give the key or the client ID or the client secret and fill these fields, save a connection, and then you can just bring in that information in your Salesforce org. So this was about the data manager. Now going back to an Analytics Studio. So let's have a look at some basic, so we've looked at what data manager is and how you get in that data. So now let's go look into some basic dashboards that are present in the platform itself. So that gives you an idea. So before we see these dashboards, I want to show you what is possible using the product. So here's a video that I wanted to show, which just gives you an idea about about how beautiful dashboards you can create using this product. One second. So there's this option here where I can, yeah. So this is just an example. So Sesha, what did you think of these dashboards? Are you excited to create such beautiful visualizations?
Oh my God, Abhishek, I really astonished by seeing that video.
That's good to know. I hope the participants are also liking what they're seeing. So that was just a preview of what you can create. So let's look at what is there in the product. That some few dashboards that were already there. I just want to give a demo. So for example, let's go look at this regional sales dashboard, which is talking about what is the sales across different regions in the world. And so the best part about EA is you can create interactive dashboards, and basically anywhere you click on the dashboard, the data will filter automatically on the different components as well. And you see data on, and you see only what you want to see. So basically, if I just want to see the data relating to India, and if I just click on India here, the rest of the dashboard would filter, and you can see only the opportunities that are related to the sales data that is related to India, and even the map is also faceted based on that. So this is called faceting, as you can see. So it basically lets you explore the different kinds of sales, total sales information that you have in different uh, regions. Okay. Moving forward, let's see another basic dashboard. So here you see a lot more happening. So you can see that on the left. So basically when you design dashboards, you see there are three main things. So the first would be the visualizations that you have, which will help you give you that high level overview about the data that you have. And then you have a few KPIs, which are called as key performance indicators. And it is generally a good practice to put them on the left side or on the topmost region of the dashboard, so that the first instant that you look at the dashboard, you see these KPIs and understand what is happening. So we have a few things going on here. So let's see what is happening. So here we're seeing opportunity information, and so there is a funnel chart which is talking about what are the different stages and how much opportunity lies in each stage. We are seeing all the different sales reps here and what were their sales and what are the different types of opportunities that they have been dealing with. You're also seeing a trend of opportunity amount across year month, where you're seeing how has the opportunity, how has the amount been across an year. And then also you're seeing the details, the raw information that you would like to see about these things. So the best part about this is now when I click on one, I'm only seeing, so what if I just want to see the opportunities that were won in the last few months? So I basically click on one, and what if I just want to see data from July? And once I click on July, it would facet here, and then you can see that information. Or what if you just want to see who was the highest performing sales rep? So it appears like if Evelyn is the highest performing sales rep, and it shows that she has done way more than her quota, which was just about 20 million, and she has done around 30 million sales. And what if I want to see what were the opportunities that she worked on? So when I go down, I can see, okay, so this is when she closed this opportunity, and this was the opportunity name, and what was the industry for it. And you also have the ability to go into, so here it is not enabled. It would just, so you just need to enable actions, and you can directly go on this opportunity record right from here. So apart from that, you have your filters, which will let you filter based on how you'd like to see the data. And yeah, so this is just one example. Moving forward, uh, so I wanted to talk about how you can learn this product. So you can see that Salesforce has changed this, has been constantly upgrading this page, and it used to look nowhere what it used to look like before. Like you can see in the video as well, it had a green kind of theme going on the top, and then all of the things were different. Now it is much cleaner, and the product team has basically enabled people to learn this product as easily as possible by adding certain features here. So you can see that you can look at all of these different options here. So I've also covered them in the slides as well, but let me just quickly demonstrate that. So once you go into a learning center, you have these different steps which will help you to get started on learning this product, on how you can learn about data integration or data exploration. There are different trailheads, and you can go do those trailheads along, and I mean while learning from those trailheads, you can do them alongside on your org, and uh, continue to learn the product from here. So you can track your journey here, and this would help you to to know where you stand and how much you need to learn. So this is a good start. Apart from that, you see this learning map. Learning map has basically everything that you need to learn about this product, and it has these different stages like enable and integrate, build and produce. It is basically a combination of different help documentations, some Trailhead modules, some videos, and some expert blogs from the Trailblazer community, which will help you to learn about the product and different areas of the product. So when I started, I did not have anything like Einstein Analytics learning map to learn from. So there were very few limited resources, but hats off to the product team. They have added, uh, they've basically combined everything on this one website, Einstein Analytics Learning Map, and this will basically cover all your needs, whatever you want to learn about. And it also has all of these sections here where you can go to Trailhead from here, or you can learn about the best practices from different experts. You can go into the Trailblazer community and join the Einstein Analytics group. You can also go look at the different trainings that are happening. This is something that Salesforce provides on demand. This is something that Salesforce provides, which you can book and register, and then go learn from the product experts itself. So there are different events happening and all of these things. Apart from that, this will take you to the help documentation. This is your source of truth. Everything that you need is properly documented here. And every time you search anything on Google and add Einstein Analytics next to that, it will take us to the exact article that you would require, and would basically solve every problem that you might have. Or I mean, basically it help you enable with the product. Apart from that, so like you can go to the Trailblazer community, like I mentioned. So this is the place to be, and this is a Trailblazer community group. So I'm assuming that everyone is on this platform. This is where you can join and learn, and you can collaborate with different people who are learning the platform along with you. So you can basically be a trailblazer and help others blaze their trail, and you can basically ask all your questions here. So this is the best part. This is like a cheat code for me. If you ask me, if you're stuck somewhere, you can post a question here, and it is highly likely that within a day, someone from the community would be there to help you with your problems. So that is the best part about the Trailblazer community. And here you can see there are different trainings that are there. So there are some tailored classes, there are some customer academies. I'll show you a free link that is there in YouTube, which covers this customer academy, which has a set of videos by Zayad Fayad, who's from the Einstein Analytics Center of Excellence product team, and he covers basically everything in there. And that videos also helped me a lot to learn the product. And so there are a lot of things in here. If you're a Salesforce partner, and if you are a Salesforce, if you have the Salesforce license, then you can, if you have the Salesforce Einstein Analytics license, then you can register for accelerators. These are nothing but premier success support plans. When you have this on your Salesforce, or they will help you learn. They will basically help you with implementing the dashboard, and implementing, and will help you with different queries that you have. Apart from that, you can see there are some popular topics here, which will talk about different sections like data for visualizations, for building apps, or for intelligence, for how to learn about what is Einstein Discovery, and you can learn all about that here. Or you can learn how to prepare your data, and you can see the most recent release was Summer 20, and a lot of exciting features were added in here. So you can see all of those at a glance in here. So you can go to Data Manager from here directly. There's also template gallery. Template gallery is nothing but, like I mentioned, so yeah, I forgot to mention, there are these two things which I want to talk about. But before that, let me just talk about what templates are. So templates are nothing but these self-service analytics tools, where these are designed by Salesforce, where you basically just have to choose the metrics, choose the objects that you want to use, and Salesforce would create appropriate dashboards uh, just in a matter of few minutes. And all you have to do is just click on a few buttons, and you have amazing visualizations ready. So let's so this is about so your Sales Cloud might have different so you can use Sales Analytics to look at your Salesforce uh, uh, to look at your Salesforce Sales Cloud information at scale, and this would create different views across your Customer 360 data that exists in your Sales Cloud, or for your Service Cloud, or for uh, different types of additions that you might use in your Salesforce CRM. Yeah, so moving to Learning Adventure. Learning Adventure is like a cheat sheet. Let me just open that. So I have already installed that template. So I've created it in this Learn EA application. So Learning Adventure is so basically Salesforce has created a dashboard for you, and you can basically copy anything from here and learn from here to make to I mean to enable you in implementing your dashboards and in learning these dashboards. And you can basically, like it says here, you will become an analytics hero in no time. So it already enables you. So just to give you an example, so you can see that there are different things. So if you want to know what are the correct charts to use, and how to use those charts, so you can see that here, and it gives you this information. So basically you can go ahead and learn by clicking on Teach Me How, and it will show you how to implement that. So just like that, it covers all of these different aspects that are present in the product itself. So it helps you learn about SAQL as well. So SAQL is this advanced topic. So let me just explain what SAQL is. So let's have a look at a sample lens. So here, this is how you create a lens. So let's just so when you're seeing this, you can choose your measure or your dimension. So basically Salesforce has two data types in EA, which is either a dimension or a measure. A measure is nothing but a numeric value that you might use to track the data, and a dimension is nothing but a categorical value that you might use to group your data. For example, you can basically see here, you can take account of how many account IDs, or you can basically play around by using these features, by using these existing uh, options which are available, functions which are available here, and select the different measures or dimensions that you want to see in your chart. uh, in bars, you can get to choose either your dates or your categorical variables, which are dimensions, which will help you see the data across your org. So everything that you have in EA, either, I mean, even if you don't see it, it is at the back end, it has an equivalent JSON, and that equivalent JSON uh, is basically powered by SAQL. So when you go look at the query, you can see, so this is a similar structure. So you must be aware of SOQL, which is used to query your Salesforce CRM relational data. Similarly, SAQL is something that you use to query your data sets that you have. So as you can see here, so I'll try to do something from the start, and let's go to a new application. And yeah, so you can create a dashboard either from either a blank dashboard from scratch, or you can create something by using a template. So a template, so like you've seen what app templates are, similarly we have templates for dashboards as well, which will give you a ready-made layout to create these dashboards that you can use as a base point, and then improvise on top of that on how you want to, how you want to uh, design uh, design your dashboards basically. Uh, Moving forward, so here you see different types of templates that are available, which you can leverage. So one example is, so let's say if I want to create a comparison dashboard, and if I just click, so let's say I want to create a details dashboard. So I'll click on continue. So I just have to give a name, and I'll just say some detailed dashboard. Click on create, and you see it gives me a ready-made layout that you can basically make use of and put all of your uh, required lenses or components here. So this is basically, so this is your when you start off, this is something that you see. This is your dashboard designer, and this is your canvas. So on your left side you see different widgets which you can use, and these widgets are nothing but what you see in the front end. So basically, let's say I want to create a chart, and I would drag and drop this chart component in here, and then this chart needs data to be filled inside. So you want to provide it or feed it with a step or a query basically, so that this chart can be visualized. So you can do that either by simply clicking on this, or you can go on the create query button. Once you click on that, you have the option to select the data sets that are there. So for brevity, I'll just click on this DTC opportunity data set, and you can see that it is currently showing me. So here you can see bar length, bars, trellis, and the query limit that you can set. So basically it is telling me that this is the DTC opportunity data set. In bar length, you can choose what is the measure that you want to see, whether I want to see count of rows or whether I want to see sum of amount. And in bars, you can basically see how do I want to categorize the sum of amount, and what would be the field that I want to look at. So I want to see it across different account names, and I want to see which account is the most has the most highest opportunity amount. You can basically, so once I've clicked on account name, it is showing me all the accounts that are existing, along with a bar graph which is showing me numbers of their sum of amount. You can click on this sum of amount measure here, and it will automatically uh, categorize. It will automatically sort the order for you, so it can either be ascending or descending based on how you choose it. And also you can choose across. So what if you want to compare this between different sections? Then you can add that by using Trellis. Trellis will let you see data across across different horizontals. Like if you want to see different account types and want to see how many uh, customer account types, I mean, you want to see the sum of amount across different customer account types and who are the different accounts that are there. And then similarly for partners, that is something when you provide it in Trellis. You can set the query limit here. So it is generally a good practice to set a query limit, because you want to limit it to a certain set of rows for your dashboard performance. But then it completely depends on you, on how you want to use it. So let me show you one more amazing feature that is there here. So I'll just click on undo, and let's say I really don't know what I want to look at. So there's this feature called, so this is your conversation explorer. So basically you can talk to your data, you can type here, and it is showing me some queries here that will automatically select the fields that I want to see. So what if I want to see a percentage breakdown by records by segment? And if I click on this, you can see that it is automatically giving me a breakdown of these different segments that exist. So you can, so there are different ways that you can type. So what if I want to see, show me top top opportunity name, and then it will show me what are the top opportunity names. And what if I want to see by amount? So what if I type by amount, and it will directly show me that. How cool is that? So this will so this is like a really cool feature that you can leverage. Apart from that, uh, so this is your chart view. So you can select different charts from here, whether you want it to be a bar chart or whether you want it to be a line chart. You can categorize it as a timeline chart based on the requirement that you have, or the different visualizations available here. And you can choose based on your data that exists. And there's this one more smart feature, like I mentioned before, how EA is intelligent. So this was one of the conversation exploration was one of the features. And apart from that, you have this option of suggested charts here. And these suggested charts, based on what we've selected here, it tells you, okay, Abhishek, this is one way of looking at your data, but how about you might want to see it in different ways. So these are the different charts that Einstein Analytics thinks, okay, you can use these charts as well to better represent this information. You can set different uh, settings or configure all of these different options within the lens by using this formatting features. And history would basically show you your last history, your last 50 steps that you've done for this particular lens, in case if you want to go back and revert to the first view that was there. Apart from that, so you have these three different modes here, right? So this is the chart mode that you see, and we've already seen that. So there's also a table mode. In table mode, you have three different views. So let me just focus on this. What is values table today? Values table is nothing but uh, a raw visualization or a raw view of the data that exists in your org, the way it is. For example, you can choose your fields in here, all the columns that you want to see in this detail table based on the requirement that you have, and anything that you select would automatically, once you click on update, would show up here. So this is where you can see your data. And apart from that, anything that you create using these lenses has a SACL query power to it, and you can see that SACL query in here. So as you can see here, these are, so this is at a base level, just to give you an introduction. So basically it would have, these are projections, and in, so you can create different projections, and in these projections you can load the data sets that you are having in your org, and you can basically play around with that information. So I'll just show you an example. So what if I want to add a filter here, and if I go, and so you can use this option to add the filter from here, and you can click on this. And what if I only want to see, let's say, only want to see the industry of agriculture and apparel? So that would only show me what exists in these records. And now let's go into the query mode to see what happened here. So you can see you can see the query, the first that we loaded was in this projection queue, which had the DTC opportunity dataset. And when we clicked on a filter and we selected that I want to see agriculture and apparel from industry, that line is added here in form of a query statement, which is ending by semicolon. And this will basically filter only the records which have industry as agriculture or apparel. Similarly, you can so you can group your data based on how you want to see it, and then you have to use generate to see the fields that you want to see. So this is about lenses. You can create your lenses, and you can just give a proper name and click on done. That would create the query that we just created. And like I showed you, the widget is already here, and I just have to drag and drop this query from the right, and that would create a chart for us on the dashboard. So similarly, like this, you can basically use all of these different options that are available. So you have a table widget which will let you visualize the values table like in detail tables. You can apply filters which will allow you to add different let's say you can create if you want to add filters on the dashboard, you can add containers for logically differentiating different charts. So container is nothing but a space where you can add this chart on top of. For example, I just dragged and dropped the container here, and then I can put this visualization inside this container. So this is just good practice. So it is showing me red because it is still not inside the container. And once I'm in, this is how you can use containers to categorize different charts. Similarly, you can add your date widgets if you want to add a filter based on a date, and you can add different links which will enable you to link out to different pages in a dashboard. So these are different pages that are there in our dashboard currently. um, Apart from that, you can add different images uh, uh, which are static images and they don't need any queries. So images, and you can add texts as well, even they don't require any query. So these are just this is just data that you provide. You can also create number widgets and different date range filters, and you can add toggles and navigation as well. So navigation is something that you can use. For example, I'll just put it in here, and it would show the different pages that are there. And you have to also add it in different pages on the other pages as well. So let's do that as well. So once you do that, I can navigate between different pages using, sorry for that. So you can navigate between different pages using the navigation bar, and that will help you traverse between different pages. Apart from that, you can add different toggles as well. So this is like a exhaustive demo that I wanted to show. And going back to the slides, so as you can see the resources here that I had mentioned. So these are the ground resources. These are the best resources that help me learn the platform, and you can also leverage the same. So EA Learning Map, and then there's this amazing YouTube playlist called Einstein Analytics Plus Training. You can just search this on YouTube. It's on the Salesforce Releases channel that you can leverage, and this has amazing tutorial. It is like a academy that I mentioned before. Uh, this would help you to learn different different areas of the product, and yeah, can do that. Apart from that, there are also amazing videos by Peter Lyons. He is one of the Salesforce MVPs and analytics champions that initially when I started out on the platform, when I didn't have much resources to learn from, I basically used these videos to understand the different sections of the different areas in this product. And also you can learn more advanced concepts in Ricky Hovgaard's blog, which is salesforceblogger.com. And this has basically everything that you need regarding Einstein Analytics. And this would be your go-to place other than the help documentation to get some demos or to learn how-tos about implementing different things. You can also use this. You can take a screenshot of this page, and you can leverage these different links that are there. So this is basically a play. These are different. This is a trail mix which will help you learn the product, and also this has a link to the other resources that I had mentioned. And you can also go to the Trailblazer community group to use the product, to learn about the product and ask questions there, and different things that that might help you to learn from learning what other people are asking there. And moving forward to how to get certified. So I'm actually missing another slide here. So there are 3 different resources that I would recommend for anyone to learn this product. So firstly, I would recommend to go ahead and complete these super badges, which are for Einstein Analytics. And you can just so there are 2 super badges, which is one is data preparation. One is Einstein Analytics Data Preparation Specialist super badge, and the other is Einstein Analytics and Discovery Insight Specialist. You can this can be your base where you can learn and implement different things, which will be very useful for you in order to appear for the examination. After this, that if you are a Salesforce partner, you have the option of going and attending these amazing sessions called Fast Paths. There are certification Fast Path webinars that are hosted by Salesforce, where you can go and register for them, and this would basically give you a brief overview about the examination pattern and the structure, and also it'll help you a lot in appearing for the cert. And apart from that, one amazing resource and a huge shout out to so this is another blog by Kelsey Shannon. She had created a study guide, and this basically covers everything that is there in the product. I mean, that would be asked in the Einstein Analytics and Discovery Consultant certification, and you can use this as a as an extra resource to learn. And it basically has everything. She has categorized it in different layers and different sections based on the exam guide, and you can focus your time and be one of the very few people that are there in the world that are certified on this platform. Last year when I was certified, I was among the first few hundreds. I'd say less than 500 people. Now there are just around 2,000 people within a year. So I would highly recommend that you get yourself certified and get yourself an opportunity to work on EA projects. Yeah, so I think I should stop now. So any questions, guys?
Thanks, Abhishek. It's really a beautiful session, I can say. I feel that I'm in amusement park of Salesforce, where all these beautiful dashboards, smart dashboards, everything was there. Even I can see some lots of Einstein AI features are inculcated in this Einstein Analytics platform. And there are lots of questions are there in chat window, Abhishek.
Okay,
I
let
think
me
you
go
have
ahead.
to go top and you have to answer all those.
Yeah.
We wish to see you, Abhishek.
Okay, 1 second.
Yeah.
My hair is all messed up. That is why I. Wait a second.
We'll take the questions from
Can
the
you?
beginning.
Yes, Abhishek.
Can you go through a few questions so I can? I mean, until I get
Yes.
all of these.
I can see
So
lots.
there is a question from Rahul. So is EA is always in sync with native or external data,
Okay.
or required some other settings like batch or something?
Sorry, I didn't get the question again. Can you repeat the last line?
So his question is, so is EA is always in sync with the native or external data, or is it required some other settings like batch or something?
No, so you can. I'll show you the demo again. Let me present my screen.
Yes, Abhishek.
Yes.
Yeah. So, like I mentioned, you can connect to different data sources by using data flows, and you have this feature here called connect. So when you see the connections that are there, So all you need is the credentials for that service and the client IDs or client secrets, which might, depending on the service. And you don't necessarily have to write a batch class, if that is the question, based on what I know.
Yes, that's the question.
Yeah. Okay. Where is?
Yeah, another question is, Abhishek, give me a second.
Okay, I have opened the chat. Let me just.
Yes, yes. If you can see the time period, go to time period 11:46 a.m. so that you can have all the questions from there.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, so can we integrate Einstein Analytics with other clouds like Service and CPQ? Yeah, very good question, Christian. So by integrate, if you mean that you want to pull in information from Service Cloud and CPQ Cloud, you can do that. You can have connections directly using this SFDC connector, which will enable you to connect to these different orgs. You can have a local connection to the org that has this data, or if it is sitting directly on top of the org that you're using for EA, then you can just bring in that information using data flows. Moving forward, can we merge 4 data set with one query and use in for lens in Einstein Analytics? Yes, so there are different ways to look at it. 1 second. So let me just open a data set. So you have this option here, which was recently added in summer 20, where you have the ability to add different data sets, and you can choose a blend among these data sets. So for now, I'm just, let's see this opportunity products, and you can choose the different key that is required. So you can add, I'm not sure how many data sets that you can add, but you can add up to 4, around 4 easily, and then you can choose the different blend to select the kind of join to visualize that. Or you can also do that in SAQL in the query mode by using grouping or union. You can learn more about doing that using this. So there's this, like I mentioned, there's this template called Learning Adventure. Once you install this Learning Adventure template, you can see here on it has all the different SACL dashboards as well, which will help you in creating these views that you're talking about of adding multiple data sets. I hope that answers your question.
There is another question, like what is the difference between AI analytics and EA? How it is related?
AI analytics and EA?
Yeah.
Am I right? Okay. So EA is an analytics business intelligence platform, and AI analytics, I'm not sure what you mean by AI analytics, but EA in itself has this ability to create analytics on artificial intelligence. Using artificial intelligence by creating stories. I did not show you a example of that. Let me just give you a quick screenshot or a quick demo of this. So basically you can create this different types of predictions, predictive dashboards or stories, which will help you to learn about your data. So for example, I had an option. So this is just a story that I had created to maximize. So maximize one opportunity. So how can I win more opportunities? And once when I created that story, so I just had to select a few fields, and it helped me directly. It just created all these views for me, and you can see that it'll create a chart, And for that corresponding chart, it will also give you some natural language processed data about that chart. So you can see that product name is explaining 1.3% of the variation in one true. So it is telling me that when the product is light tablet 2, it says that it is 36.39 below average. So the opportunities that are for light tablet 2 are not that good compared to uh, other product names. Or for example, it is also telling me that when billing country is Canada, the product name courses does better. So it is telling me that in all other places, there might be a certain product which is doing in a certain way. And it is telling me that specifically when it is Canada, uh, the product name courses does better than all other billing countries. So that way you're seeing here a screen or a snapshot of your uh, existing data. And this is all done by the Einstein discovery side of things.
Thanks, Abhishek. Abhishek, can you go to 11:54 a.m.
I am opening
in chart window?
11:54. Okay. There's a question from Saharsh where he's asking, how can we achieve this? For a story to be updated on real time whenever a record is saved, how can we achieve this? Yeah, so there's this feature where you can embed Einstein prediction discovery. I mean, you can, so once you create the story, a model is created and you can basically deploy this model to Salesforce, and you have to map it with the object that you're currently using and where you want to place it. And then there are two ways of doing it. One way is of uh, directly uh, adding these values using a trigger or updating them manually by writing a trigger or a flow for it. Or there is another way of doing it, which is by adding a Einstein discovery component or a card. So I'll just show you if I can. Let's see if I can show you that. So let me just open a sales page. And if I click on edit page, so you can see here, so where is it? So it would actually show Einstein discovery one way. So I'm not able to find it right now. Not sure if it is not enabled at my end. Maybe it is because I haven't deployed my domain. But then you can add a card that would basically display this model in real time. So when you create a record by using the model that you create using your Einstein discovery story, Salesforce will automatically put some predictions based on the field that you're using. I hope that answers. So let me just check. So while my customer service team is doing a profiling of contact, she captured certain data points that were used as a predictive parameters. I can see it runs a batch and not show on real time. Okay. Yeah. So there was previously this thing called Einstein discovery write back, and that is what was used. So there are some, how do I explain this? So there's a catch to it. So if you want to if you want that data to be persisted in your Salesforce org, you would use this batch method and use an Einstein discovery write back. And if you do not want to basically persist that information, but you just want to see the prediction, like how you saw on that story, something like that, a card would display, and you can use that to look at your predictions. And the next question is, data is reflecting but not on real time. It refreshes the prediction results at its own wish or some config that I'm not aware of. I am really not sure about the configuration how it is used in your organization, or how your customer service team is doing it. So this is something that I can take this offline and discuss it with you, Saharsh, if that's okay. So there's a question by Karthik where he talks about how we need to push these dev to prod. So you can do that using you can basically do it using your package XML by using Ant and migrate them, or you can use your chain sets to deploy these dashboards to production if you're doing them in a sandbox or a dev instance. How to connect external system data to Einstein Studio. I've already displayed that. You can do that using connectors. I am not sure, Prashant, which template you're talking about. Please remind. Any small problem statement or project to work on. So this is a very interesting question by Rupa. So now for the current landscape, you can basically go and look at this free. Yeah, so any problem statement or a project to work on. So in the current landscape, you can go and create some COVID visualizations, dashboards on COVID-19, and you can find that data readily available in Kaggle or a lot of other public repositories that are available in the net that you can go search for. Moving forward, if the connection is not available, can we do it via MuleSoft? A very good question, Saharsh. Yeah, so there is a MuleSoft connector, which is, I think it is already in place that you can use. I haven't worked on it per se, but yeah. So if there are, so if you're, if the connection or the point of system that you want to use is not currently supported by the connectors that are there here in the product, you can write it. You can write custom connectors using Apex and the SDK that is there to make these connections, and use REST API to bring in data from different point of systems. How to create edge communication and data inside Superbadge. So Prashant, one thing that you can do is you can type this exact thing in Trailblazer community, and if you just search for the data inside Superbadge, so there might be some posts there where someone might have already faced something like this, which they can help you with. So there's this thing by Karthik where he says in future EA and Tableau will merge into a single platform. Based on what I know, I don't think that is happening. EA is a separate tool, Tableau is a separate tool, and both of them are amazing at what they do. EA is, so when you, like I mentioned before, if your data resides in Salesforce primarily, you're using a CRM, and you want to have this seamless integration, and you want to have this a transparent connection between these two, you would want to use EA. And for all other use cases, and it is subjective to the use case again, and I don't think they're merged into a single platform, but then we can let's see what happens in the future. Rupa's question was, what if we want to pull data from other connections that is not present under standard connector? I've already answered that. So you can design your own Apex classes and create your own custom connectors. Can we show these EA dashboards and Aura components? So there is, like I mentioned already, on the Lightning page, there is a component called EA dashboard, which you can use. And also there is SDK. So there is Web SDK that you can use to pull in this EA dashboard and show it on an Aura component, and also Visual First Pages. AI analytics is okay. Insight and regarding the same. Oh, I did not know Gaurav Kedupal sir is here. What is the secret to my free flowing hairstyle? Sir, I just took a bath some time back and I did not get a haircut. That is why it is like this. It is very messy right now. Apologies. I generally wear a hairband or something. today I thought I wouldn't do that. A huge shout out to Gaurav Khetarpal sir. He's been my mentor since I've joined MTX. He's helped me so much. Uh, I mean, I'm so lucky that I get to work with him and get to talk to him every now and then. Yeah, so the last question that I can see is Einstein and Tableau are both different solution provider. So what make them different? They are not different solution providers. Both of them are from Salesforce. What are the limitations related to data volume, languages supported by EA? Data volume, like I mentioned, you can create data sets up to 10 billion rows. But then one thing that you'd want to understand, one thing that you'd want to keep in mind when you're bringing in such huge data volumes is, you don't want to use Einstein Analytics as a data warehouse where you want to store all of this information. You want to use it to analyze that data and bring insights, explore insights from there. So when you have such large data volumes, it is generally a good practice to aggregate that information and limit it to the fields that you want to use or which are useful for your product, which are useful for your business use case. Yeah, like a very good observation, Darshana. When you do hands-on, both are same, like dashboard, analyzing data, etc. I completely agree with that. So, and once you learn analytics, if you have already worked on EA or if you have already worked on Tableau, it is basically you're learning a skill set of using data of analysis or data visualization, and it is similar mostly. Can we schedule EA dashboards? Uh, can you explain what you mean by schedule? Whether you want to get notified. So yes, you can get notified of a certain metrics in your dashboard, and you can have a watch list as well, which will send you insights directly into your email. Like you can subscribe to those. Specific scenario when to use what. Yeah, so I had already mentioned about the scenarios, and it will depend basically on the use case and the kind of if I only any changes to the data. Watch list will basically help you set a goal on a particular widget, and you can check the update on that particular widget on how it is doing and if it has reached a certain thing. Does EA support both Android and iOS mobile devices? Yes, there are applications for, there's an Einstein Analytics application for Android and for iOS as well. And also it is, with the recent release, it also supports um, it also supports uh, the default Salesforce application that we have, which can be leveraged to view these dashboards when you don't have an application, like when you don't have the application installed on your device. So I think that's
I think that's the end, Abhishek.
Yeah.
One more last question. We'll take this as last question. Thanks, guys. If you have any other questions, you can ping Abhishek personally at the rate of @Simgekar and Twitter. Yeah, Abhishek, there are two questions.
EA is more process-oriented analytics and fits in your organization process like sales, service, marketing. Tableau is more from the business intelligence, not aware about the license cost. That might also help in taking a decision which one to choose. That's my understanding on this. I've not worked on Tableau yet. Yeah, great. Nice observation there, Saraj. So basically, it depends on your organization entirely on what is the kind of so it then depends on your security as well. It depends on the kind of cost or the budget that your company has for this particular project. So that will help you decide which one to choose. And then always you have, I mean, if you work in a Salesforce partner community, you have the ability to reach out to product managers or to reach out to account executives, who will help you take better informed decisions on which product to use. Is there any limit when we get data from external systems? Yes, there is a file storage limit of 50 GB at a single go, based on what I know. And in terms of showing data on dashboard and records, so there is no hard limit as such, but you can always check the EA limits and get that information. I don't know the number from the top of my mind.
Yeah, that's really awesome, Abhishek. I
Yeah, so you have answered all the questions.
yeah, it is really exhaustive demo and answering all these things at a go.
So there's always something that is left out to learn.
Yes.
And so one thing that I can tell is, once I learned EA, I got to know what is the ETL side of things, or got to learn more about data and how to understand that data. So one good advice that I have from my side is, once you start learning this platform and start to use it, and you'll get a overview of your entire Salesforce org, and how is the schema, how are the objects related, and it'll strengthen your administrative skills and also your comprehensive skills, and it'll also help you architect solutions, because if you understand what entirely is happening with your data, then you are in a position to suggest what fields can be added, or how you can on what fields, or basically enables you to improve your business and give insights from your end.
Basically, it's like understanding the data, right?
Yes.
To understand the data, then we can create any wonder.
Yeah, we should have good knowledge,
Yes.
good understanding of the data model first. So
Yeah. And also, like you mentioned, after I learned EA, I also had a chance, I mean, because I work in this amazing organization, I had a chance to learn Looker as well, which is another product. I also got to learn Tableau as well. I mean, it was just the skill set that I already knew, but then I got opportunities to upskill. So
Yes.
this is how you can also get started and build your skill set.
Yes, Abhishek. Even I'm very much into this R programming language and machine learning. So when I do this thing, I can bring the smartness in that R programming by using the data, but I cannot bring this beautiful dashboards and dynamic dashboards there. So really, it's blown my mind after this session, Abhishek. Thanks a lot.
Instant Discovery is such a product that,
Yes. Yes.
as we all know, Salesforce is notoriously famous for simplifying and making things easier for everyone else to use.
Yes.
Like, you can see all the latest technologies. Salesforce helps you in giving you solutions in form of clicks and code, and you can say low code love. So
I can say no code also. Even if you are having no coding language, they can be experts into Einstein Analytics. This is the beauty of the product.
Yep.
Yes. Thanks, Abhishek. And yeah, on continuation of Einstein platform, we are coming up with next session with Einstein AI. We are having Sagar Kinja, Einstein AI champion. And so please join us, guys. You can say it is as a continuation session. Sagar Kinja is one of the best product experts of Einstein AI. He has many videos in YouTube. He has a blog, C Playground. We all know him. He's expert in Einstein language, intent, and recently I did a lots of stuff in Einstein OCR also. So we can't miss this session, guys. I can say my favorite person with favorite session. Please join us at the next session, guys. And the session is on the same time. It's on August 16 at 11 a.m. So here is the RSVP link. Please do register our session. And yeah, I would like to see you all at the next session.
Yes, we would like to see your participation going forward also. As this would be the continued session for the Einstein, so it would be a good opportunity for you guys to learn more about Einstein AI. Thank you so much for Abhishek taking your time to answer all the questions. So you spent almost half an hour for answering all the questions.
One thing that I wanted to add, so people today got to know about Einstein Discovery. So
yes.
Sagar is going to do an amazing job. I'm sure he's going to explain about all the features that are there, all the services that Salesforce provides under this Einstein umbrella of services. There are a lot of products like OCR, text recognition, and Einstein Vision, Einstein Language, and a lot of other things. And he's going to cover all of them. And you will learn a lot of really cool features in the next session. Make sure to register and make sure to collaborate with everyone on this platform. And use Vijayawada developer user group community to grow in the ecosystem as well.
Sure,
Thank you so much.
Kudos to you guys. You're doing a great job. Sesha, Suresh, Sinha, and all the volunteers that are there. Kudos to you.
Thanks, Abhishek.
Thanks, Abhishek.